Going live now. Very good morning, one and all. First of all, I would like to extend my CA Day wishes to all the CA fraternity and very good morning, one and all. Students, first of all, I would like students also and happy CA, happy Doctors Day too. Like a financial doctors and I'm extending my Doctor's Day wishes too. And today from Medha Kendra, we are having a very big announcement regarding our new initiative. Like so far, we have shared the knowledge updates and various magazines and various updates through WhatsApp and Facebook. Now onwards, we are moving to a dedicated app, Android app. We are moving to dedicated Android app, and where we will be sending you the notification, complete knowledge updates and the regular statutory updates and magazines. Also, you will be able to access the magazines of the past issues. Also, you will be able to access it, and still we will be. It has a various feature like you can share those updates in WhatsApp also. First of all, we are starting with Android app, and later on, most if the time permit, we will be soon launching the iPhone app also. And we would like to introduce that app first of all. Yeah, this is our app, Medha Kendra, MK. This is our app. It has the latest magazines issues. This is the July month's iMagazine edition. I have not shared it in the WhatsApp yesterday night. Usually we used to share our magazine on mostly 31st or 30th night, most probably. And particularly I kept it not to share, and we wanted to launch it in our app. And it has brief information about the magazine, and you will be able to download the magazine from here using Google Drive or Media, whichever link is feasible for you. Even you can mark it as favorite for further reading also. Soon we will be the articles available in the magazine will be published at article in the inside the app also. And I would like to explain further app features. It has in the menu category, we will be having home button category, where you can find like category wise updates, like all the news updates categories into income tax, general updates, GST updates, IC updates, and magazine. For easy access, we have subcategories into year-wise, like 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, where you can access the relevant magazines. Similarly, in terms of income tax updates as well as in other updates also. And you will have your profile details and your favorites. And if you want to send us any inquiry, you will have the contact us option also. This is our app, and if you want to share any of the news with your friends, you can simply select the share button, and you can share the news also with your friends. Just if you click the link, it will ask from where you want to share automatically. I'm choosing my WhatsApp business account, and I'm just sending it to. And this link will lead you to our this dedicated website of updates, Medha Kendra updates. Whatever updates that is available in the app, that will be available in our website too. After 4 years, we are very happy to launch a dedicated app for updates. And I have here my weekend team members. Uh, in 2016, we have started our journey of weekend as a weekend team. Like I was doing my GMCS2 in Chennai. Uh, After completing my GMCS2, I was like, why don't we start something to share our knowledge with our friends? So I started the Medha Kendra Facebook page to share the recent updates also. Then my friends from GMCS1, Advanced ITT, ITT, various friends like from GMCS2, Aravind and Neeraj, and Advanced ITT, Chandru, and from GMCS1, Niveda. We five people just came together to start a magazine. Like we will be having a conference call in hike initially, like how to proceed with, and what are all the topics we can give to our readers. And we were discussing very much on that, how effectively we can give the magazine. And we thought of issuing magazine. First of all, our first issue came out on 1st July 2016. It is our first issue. On the CA day, we wanted to issue the magazine. It went on in a single day. It got downloaded up to like in the first day download itself, it reached 1,500 plus, and it was keep on increasing. It is the trend, and there are various volunteers also came forward to contribute their articles, like Balachandar, one of my friend Balachandar, Shruti Priya Surya Narayanan. She was writing a series called Audit Diary, etc. She was contributing every month. She was contributing a series. And and Srinivasan, yeah, he's my ISKA class friend, and he's like he mainly contribute on GST. He's practicing morely on GST, so he will be sharing he has a in-depth knowledge of GST. So he was writing on GST aspect. And not to mention my few friends like Narendran, who will be like whenever we need support, whenever we need support, he'll be just extending his support to complete the editing, or whenever we need some update, he'll be contributing the update. And Saravana Kumar, one of my very close friends, and he is also a part of the team. And the weekend team we created with our initials, weekend Vedaraman and Chandrasekhar, Aravind, Neeraj, and Niveda. It initially started with weekend, and now later on there are a lot of members have joined in our team. And the magazine named called I. It's specifically for to expand our edges. Like we wanted to just help you to expand your edges. So, like I am liking the quote of Robin Sharma. When there is a one quote like whenever you go to your edge, the edge will expand. I was more impressed by this quote. Like I wanted to incorporate this, and we have named our magazine as "I Expand Your Edges," and we wanted to ensure that at any point of time we don't want to miss a single issue. In the past 48 months, we have not missed any single issue. Like in case of any specific reason, like during the budget time, we will not issue the magazine on 30th or 31st. We will be issuing it on first or second due to that we want to incorporate the budget updates also. So there will be some delay. Otherwise, we wanted to ensure that the magazine goes smoothly. And there are a lot of feedbacks from our friends and colleagues. Like it was very useful for their. Some of the people have felt it useful for their interview preparation, and some of people are keeping it as for ready references for notification details, etc. So it was very happy for us uh, to come to this journey, and we are starting our fifth year journey, and we are very so much happy for all your support and uh, your suggestions, etc. And I would like to invite my team members to share their thoughts. Like first week, our weekend team members are there. Aravind and Niveda are joining today. And first of all, our first team member. And due to some reasons, Neeraj and Chandrasekharan was not able to participate today. Yes, Aravind and Niveda, you can share your thoughts.
So do you want to go first, Aravind?
Yeah, anyone. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm really glad that the magazine came to such a position. So when we started it, I still remember the long calls we made and all this late night because of the time differences. And we were just rambling about on what name. It has to be catchy, it has to be interesting, it has to last. So we came up with the acronym I. So expand your edges and the weekend team name. So especially a big salute to Veda to keep it running, and it's his dedication. It's totally his dedication, and the way he pulls us from time to time to make a contribution to the magazine, just because we were there when we started it. So never to forget our roots. So it has been wonderful working with him, and getting the magazine to where it is right now. So I'm really happy that we have a mobile version of it. I used to always think how we are going to catalog all those magazines that it took so much work into making, getting those articles, writing it, proofreading it, getting all the alignment done, getting it out to all the people on time correctly at the end of the month. So I'm hats off to him. So I'm really glad to be a part of this team for many years to come. Cheers.
Yeah, Arvind, your thoughts. Arvind?
Arvind, you have to, I think
Unmute.
there's problem with your internet.
Unmute yourself.
I think there's a problem with his internet. I think you can just continue.
Yeah. And now we have our special speaker, Mr. Ishwar Kumar Boganadam from Aindine Volunteer Group. He's a chartered accountant from profession by profession, and he is a part of Aindine, who is which is a environmental caring volunteer group, and I would like to invite him for a session. Yeah, Ishwar, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Veda. Thank you for the introduction, and my congratulations and best wishes on the magazine reaching the 5th year. Of course, I think you remember that we met through the magazine. So when I was doing my articles, I wrote an article for the magazine, and that's how we know each other, and our journey has come this far. That's so happy. So let me start with the topic. Just give me a moment. I'll share the screen. Yeah. So the topic for the day is environment conservation and sustainable living. Uh, many of the viewers might think, so what's the reason speaking on environment conservation and sustainable living on the auspicious CA day or the Doctor's Day? So, but it's need of the hour because we're already tackling one pandemic, and we should not leave the lessons learned. Okay, we should be opening our eyes now, and knowing the mistakes which we have done in the past years. So I'll go with I'll explain the title first. So probably regarding the environment, we should be concerning about a couple of things. One thing is environment conservation and the depletion. So one thing you have to conserve, or for example, you have to plant trees, or you have to maintain few things to conserve the environment, and you should not do few things to stop depletion. Okay, so as far as the way we are going, or the life we are leading, there are more things which we shall not do than more things which we shall do for saving us, saving our humanity, or saving our earth. This way the title is chosen. So let me start with sustainable living first. So sustainable living is nothing but we leading our lives without disturbing the environment, or the earth, or as that is not possible in the days which we are living. So we have to live in such a way that we disturb the environment to the lowest possible extent. So that way we can redefine the sustainable living for our modern generation, or the next generations to come. So that way people used to ask me, so how does this love towards environment come, or how does that come to you? Okay, so that thing, we should the love towards nature, or the love towards environment comes only when you observe the environment. So if you want to save yourself, or save earth from pollution, we have to take many steps. But we should not think the advanced ones for now. We should start with the very very small ones, like we should start living with the nature. That way we can get close to the nature. Only then we can observe the nature, and then we can correct ourselves. For example, every day we wake up, we see the sun. Okay, so try waking up at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Go to your terrace and watch the sunrise. Okay, you'll see that you'll realize that you've been missing most beautiful thing from your terrace all these days. Okay, that would be your feeling for sure. So that way we shall do very very small things to bring in the change in ourselves. And the one more big thing the humans face is laziness. Okay, because of our laziness we don't do few things. For example, of course the plastic bags are banned all over, but still you would be using. So what is the reason we don't carry a bag from our home? The only reason would be is our laziness, or our we do not remembering it. Okay, so try this, or try this to remember while going, or hang a bag in the way out of your home, so that while going out you'd be having an eye on that and taking the bag. These very very small things would bring in very very big changes, because we are 130 crore population. Okay, so 130 crore population, 80 crore adult population, for example, 80 crores into one plastic bag would be a lot. Okay, all these plastic bags would end up in the oceans, floating in the oceans for hundreds and thousands of years, that won't decompose. So this way we can bring in very very small changes. Okay, this way you know uh, many times what happens is the discouragement from the society, or the ones around us. Like if you carry something like this, carry your own bag or do something like this, they see you as a they have that stigma, and they see you as some alien. Okay, but I mean, many times what happens, doing it consistently would inspire them to, and bring in a change in them too. So that way uh, this very small steps would bring in very big changes in our environment. And for example, for that matter, environment conservation is the least should be the least concern for us, because environment has its own options and own ways to reboot itself. But we don't need to really think of conservation, but we need to give a space and time for the environment to reboot. Okay, we aren't giving the space. For example, this corona lockdown, you would have seen the environment has the nature has got that space and time, and so that it could reboot. So we have seen lower pollutions, and the birds coming in, more and more birds coming in. For example, the Pune lake, they have the flamingos have come more than 140% of the last year. So 40% in just 2 months lockdown. So so that way very very small changes would bring in very very big changes. And uh, the other example would be the neem trees around us. So we find a neem tree in every street. Every other street we find a neem tree, or we find it for every other house if you go to the villages or so. So if you see those neem trees and all, the major source of neem tree is not human. It is not the humans who have planted that. Okay, the major source of the neem trees on the earth, for example, on the earth, is because of crows. Okay, there's a study supporting this, and it has clearly said that the crows are the main source of transmitting the seeds. Okay, so that way nature has its own ways to reboot itself. So we should concentrate more on not depleting the environment, or not disturbing the environment for now. Then so what do I get if I don't do this? So I have this. If we don't change our lifestyle, that would impact us for sure. So the same way which we are facing the pandemic, which we are facing now, or the many diseases which we the newly emerging diseases because of the chemical reactions. So all these are for example, we can say that in a quote, our lifestyle would be directly proportional to the lifestyle deviating from the nature would be directly proportional to our hospital expenses. Okay, that way you can define it. So we are on the doctor's day. We are on the meeting on the doctor's day and a CA day. So today is very very right day for me to speak on this, because it's all interrelated. These are not different parts. These should be seen as interrelated, because we are part of this big Earth. We are part of this big galaxy and the Milky Way. So this way, it's all interrelated. Uh, so then coming to the sustainable living, so the major thing would be the smaller steps, as we discussed. So let us discuss what are those smaller steps. And I would not be speaking from now on. I would share my experiences on these changes. So what I have observed, what change I have adhered to. Previously, I did not have I wasn't observing the depletion what I was doing. So then once I started observing, then I started to find the solutions. Or we have got a lot of information on the internet. Okay, there is no one, or no one necessary nowadays uh, to enlighten us on how to live. Okay, there's a lot of information already on the internet, so one can read it for themselves. But I would like to share my experiences on that. So I've started with my cloth bag. Okay, that was my first move, I can say that. Yeah, so I've stopped completely stopped my plastic baggage, except for the FMCG, because they come in the packed thing. So I try to reuse them to the extent possible. Then it goes to the dump. Okay, the landfill. So then we'll discuss about the other alternatives. So before that, we'll discuss about the major pollution which happens around us. Okay, the three things which we should be concerned of is the air pollution, the water pollution, and the landfills. Uh, because air, it's our life source. We call it a life source in our culture. It is called the life source. So that way, it is very, very important to us. Uh, so then water, without water we cannot live, nor the animals cannot live. Nothing on this earth cannot live, can live without water. Okay, that way water is quite important. Then the landfills. Okay, the waste we dispose from our homes, or the industrial waste which reaches the landfills. So what are the problems we face here, and the steps we can take? Maybe you can consider them as alternatives. So that way we can progress towards a sustainable living. So for example, the air pollution, I could not do much on this. I mean, the change, but I've experienced. I've cut off. If it's around 1 kilometer, I am going for a shopping. I'm going for something else. I don't take my bike. Okay, I've cut off that. So that way you can contribute very, very small extent. But if 130 crore people contributes this way, that would be a very big change. Okay, the use of, when you use or burn some petrol or diesel using your bike, so it emits monocarbons. Okay, so that way cutting off few rides, okay, that would help in cutting short the pollution. Or if you cannot do that, at least try planting some more plants, so that it can absorb the monocarbons and give us oxygen. So that way we can deal with this air pollution. The water, this is quite dangerous, because the water is getting polluted uh, because of the chemicals which we use. That is the only reason the water is getting polluted. Let us start. So the pollution comes from our house, in the sense the households and the industries. Okay, so the industries probably will consider, or take it for granted that we cannot do anything for now. Okay, we'll discuss about the household chemical pollution. uh, our household water waste, the drain, for example, goes into the sewages. The sewages goes into the ponds or directly into the ocean. So this way it is getting dumped. Okay, so what would be the alternative for this? Okay, so sewage should go somewhere. Okay, so going into the ocean or the pond, it's not a problem. It's not a problem exactly. But what does the sewage contain? So where are the chemicals coming from? Okay, so probably the sewage comes from our kitchen or from our toilets. So then from kitchen there would not be much of chemicals, so that's fine. So then from our toilets, okay, so from our toothpaste till our shampoos or hair wash, body wash, and then our soaps. So till that we have chemicals everywhere. The Of course, the acids we use to clean the tiles and all the things, that contains more. But probably if you cannot, we can actually find alternatives for all of these. This is my personal experience. I've started with my toilet, and I've started searching for alternatives other than chemicals from toothpaste. Okay, for the past 1.5 years I'm using I've stopped using toothpaste and I'm using a tooth powder. Okay, so I'm planning to shift to the wooden brush. I'm getting that. I've ordered that. Probably I'll be getting that. So then coming to our soaps. Okay, I've stopped using soaps. You have very beautiful alternatives which our grandmas were using. We can say that it's all their formula. The green gram powder or the chana dal powder mixed with 40 plus herbs, okay, which gives you different benefits, scent. Okay, you don't need to use a body spray or a deodorant if you use that powder. Okay, and you don't need to really search for it. You can get all the raw material in very very small shops around your temples. There'd be this Ayurvedic shops. You would get that there, so you can prepare it at home. You can use it for yourself. When you do it, you really feel that, okay, when you prepare something for yourself, that would be more valuable. So that way I've experienced that. So then the hair wash, you have this wonderful soap nut and chikakai. Okay, you can also, if you have some other hair fall or dandruff problem, you can actually mix curry leaves or hibiscus. You have a lot of things you can do. But the thing is, like, you have to leave your laziness and get into that, or you will have to spend some time and know the solutions. Just a minute. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you. I think I couldn't see my video now. Yeah, I can see now. So that way we can search on the alternatives, and we can put our steps towards the nature. So if you can think of cutting short of the chemicals, okay, we have cut off the toothpaste, then your body wash or the hair wash. So more than 60% of the chemical from your drainage is lost. Okay, if this is followed by everyone, okay, everyone or at least 20-30% of the people possible, that 20% population, sorry, that 20% pollution would be lesser. So I thought of showing so what damage it is creating, the water pollution is creating. So probably if you are in Chennai, you would be knowing about Sholing you would have heard about Sholing There's a lake in Sholing that's quite a beautiful lake, surrounded by apartments and IT parks. Still it is being encroached, but still it is a live lake. It's a wetland. Okay, so now it is declared as a reserved area, so that no one can encroach that. So but till now most of it has been encroached. Okay, so at the starting point of that lake, there is a drainage connecting. Okay, all the household waste and everything comes and mixes in that lake. Okay, that's a freshwater lake, and that will be very beautiful. So what happens, what is the damage to the nature or the other neighbors or the living beings living with us on this earth? What is the damage conducted to them? Okay, I'll show you some birds. Okay, so you would have not heard the names of it. So I would name them and I'll show you the pictures. You would experience the beauty of the bird and the way it lives. Then I'll explain you what's happening. Yeah, just give me a moment. Yeah. So the first picture on the left, it's called a bee eater, a green bee eater. Then the one in the right, it's a spot-billed duck. Okay, so this green bee eater is a normal bird which you find on all the trees. Probably it feeds on bees. Okay, so that way it is named. Then the right one, a spot-billed duck, it lives in the water. Okay, it lives in the water. So then the next one is this long wing, black winged stilt. Okay, it is named that way because it can stand in that it is at a single place on a still pose, for hours. Okay, it will stand at a single place for more than 1 hour or 2 hours. Okay, so that way it is named. So the bird on the right is named Oriental dart. Okay, so you could have already guessed why it is named Oriental dart. So see its beak. Okay, so it because the beak of that bird is shaped that way, it cannot catch the fish with its mouth. Okay, so it pokes the fish and it tosses up and swallows it. So so uh, so that would be the hunting behavior of that bird. So then the one at the top, that's the most beautiful bird I've seen for now. Okay, that's called a peasant-tailed jacana. Okay, so see the bird, that would be in the size of duck, or 70% of the size of a duck. Okay, but still it will be able to walk on the lotus petals. Okay, that light it is, and that beautiful it is. So these are all water birds. So the one at the down is common coot. Okay, so this is also a water bird. So with the common coot with the chicks. Then the beautiful flamingos. Probably you would have seen this bird in the television in the recent days. One in the Robo movie, you would have seen the special song for the birds. There's a 10-second or 20-second clip of the flamingos there. And then the recent Pune thing, which has become a very big news. So that way you'd have seen this bird. So the one to the left is leftmost is spot-billed pelican. Okay, this is one of the biggest birds. Okay, one of the biggest water birds. Okay, so then the one in the middle is spoonbill. Okay, it is named that way because of the beak. Because its beak is in the shape of a spoon. But that way it is named. So the one in the right, it's also a very beautiful bird. See the size of the bird and the size of its tail. Okay, we cannot manage inch of hair more than what we if it is 2 inch. Because of the lockdown it has become 4 inch or 3 inch, so you cannot manage that. Okay, but it can manage a tail which is more than 3 times of its body. Okay, so that way they're more intelligent, or they're more able to manage things. Then the one in the left is a purple swamp hen. The one on the right is a common kingfisher. Of course, you would have seen this in the kingfisher advertisements. Okay, so why have I introduced the birds? Okay, these are all the birds you can see if you go to that Sholingalur Lake. Okay, you can see almost 40 to 50 bird varieties in that one lake. Okay, during the breeding season, birds migrate from Europe, Africa to the Sholingalur Lake. So that way, something which is very close to us, we doesn't know, we doesn't observe. And the drain at the coming to the, I mean, we were talking about the drain. The drain at the edge of the lake, which is mixing into the lake, would surely affect the birds. Okay, would not at least today. If years to come, it would affect the birds. Okay, so that way we are depleting the depleting the nature without knowing. We just know that our drain is going from our home, so we'll have to be careful, or we'll have to be conscious enough, know where it is going, know what we are using, and what the drain contains. Okay, so because poison is poison for everyone. Okay, so today it might be a poison for the birds. Okay, tomorrow it might return to us. So that way we should be careful in disposing things. Then so we'll have to take our step towards the nature, thinking on the alternatives. So I have given a few examples. You can actually do more and more. Okay, for because instead of using detergents, you can use soap nets. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Okay, usually the costly branded items, we get with a tag. Okay, do not bleach and all those things. So you cannot use a soap or a detergent which is, even though costly, you can't use on that because it damages the thing. But the soap nut thing, I mean, if you can wash with the soap nut, it will not damage that particular cloth. Okay, that will be very mild, and that will be user friendly. But the only thing is, you will have to spend your additional time, because you can go buy a detergent from a shop, just giving 100 rupee or 50 rupee. But for this, you'll have to spend some time, search if there is some dealer who is selling the soap nut fluid, or the liquid, or you'll have to make it for yourself. But it is a need of the heart. You will have to react, and bring that change in you. Only then we can give this nature to your son, or your this environment to your son or your daughter in the next few years. Else, we cannot carry this, we cannot carry forward this environment as it is. So that way, our discussion, I'll end this discussion with water pollution. And the next one would be the uh, landfills. Okay, so the landfills, if you see the landfills, the most of the problem with the landfills is the segregation of waste. Okay, of course, we it is not that we didn't know, or we don't know how to dispose the waste. We were using very advanced disposal mechanism. But of course, because of the urbanization, we could not adhere to it or continue it. So one thing is, there would be organic waste. I mean, we can divide the landfills into organic waste, and your plastic waste, and our other waste, such as the cardboards, the papers, and whatever it is. Okay, the glass bottles, or the tins, metal tins, and all those things. Okay, so coming to I'll start with the other waste first. Coming to the other waste, still we have a very good disposal mechanism. In Tamil we call it as Kailangade, or in Telugu we call it as Patsamal Angadi. So these unorganized waste pickers, or the pickers you would see at the dustbins, they would be picking up all the metal tins or the glass bottles. They go sell it. Okay, that way the whole unorganized sector is working on a waste disposal mechanism. Okay, so that way our other waste is not a problem or a matter of concern for now. Okay, we'll have to keep our eye on two things: our organic waste and plastic waste. Of course, if we are conscious enough, we can stop the plastic waste. We can cut short of the plastic usage at the source. Like while buying itself, you'd not be by putting additional plastic. Then coming to the organic waste. So previously, this is what I remember in my childhood. There would be cows and other animals roaming on the road. So once my mom cuts off vegetables, or peels of the vegetables, all the vegetable waste I used to throw at I used to put that at the entrance of my home. Okay, some animal, cow or a buffalo passes by, it comes and eats and goes away. Okay, so your waste is disposed. Okay, your dustbin is clean. Okay, there's no waste at your home. Then what happened, because of the traffic and all things, the animal movement has reduced. So after that, what we have adopted, we have been upgrading from that time, but of course we're not doing that now. we used to keep a separate vessel. Okay, so the water which you used to wash the rice and all the pulses, that water with all the vegetable waste, we used to keep that aside. The person, who has cows, he used to collect from all the homes and take it to the cow. Okay, if you actually if you actually think on it, or detail on it, you are saving food. Okay, the agriculture, or the food which the cows eats, it also needs production. Okay, it also creates a pollution, so that you are saving on. The water you are saving on. Then the waste, you're not creating waste. Okay, these three things you have adhered to in one simple step. Okay, but in urban living, we cannot do that. Okay, so what can I do is, you can compost your waste at your home, all your organic waste, for example, all the vegetable waste, all your peels and everything, fruits, everything you can compost at your home. Okay, there are, people have come up with their innovative ideas, very very small, it doesn't occupy much space also, very small pots, which you can compost, and you can use that as a manure to all your plants around, the plants in your apartment or in front of your home. You can actually donate it to many organizations, many NGOs working on the plantations in Chennai. Okay, so that way you can surely do that. But that extra effort we take, or we put in, to in giving our environment to the next generations. But the problem with the landfills is, like, nowadays we are not finding place to put or dump our waste. Once the recently happened thing was, the Chennai Corporation has completely the space which they had for this waste dumping has completely I mean, there's no space at all, and they're actually trying to convert a wetland where all these birds, the birds which I spoke, they they come to that water, hunt and go stay in a marshland. Okay, they're actually trying to convert that marshland into a dump yard. How bad it is. Okay, so it's all because of whom? It's all because of the creators of waste. It's all because of us. Okay, so that if we can take a responsible step towards that, we can save. Okay, it might be a very small step, we'll start with a very very small step, but upgrading ourselves, and it would, I mean, you would get a very good feeling on that. Okay, I think I can assure that for you. You could your mindset towards many things changes if you go, or if you go close to the nature, if you live close to the nature. That way I've experienced it all. So that way we have discussed about the sustainable living thing. So this way you can take your small steps towards the sustainable living, and pass on this beautiful environment, or beautiful nature to the next generations. I urge you all to do that. Then a few minutes I'll speak about uh, the reason for the change in me. Okay, so I was doing my articles, and I was about to complete, and I think I've attended my exams also. Post my exams, I had a very very open mindset. Okay, I have to enjoy a lot. That way, I was planning for. I thought of going for a trek. Okay, so mountaineering, a trek kind of. I was searching for few trek organizations working in Chennai. So then I found one called Chennai Trekking Club. Okay, so then I joined them, and I went for a trek. Then I got to know that they also had a green wing, or a green hand called Einjane. Okay, so this is the Einjane's 9th year. Which was, I think, yeah, Einjane is a green hand of Chennai Trekking Club. Einjane is a volunteer organization, which concentrates on urban forestry. So creating urban forest, doing plantations. If you have a street, and if all your street people are have agreed that they'll have to so they can maintain a few trees around them. So we go, we help them, we plant the trees, and we do proper arrangements. If the needs are support in maintaining them, we do that also. We go to government schools and even private schools for other schools. The management sometimes asks us to do plantations. All those plans are maintained by the students. What we have achieved is we have allotted a plant to a student. Okay, that plant is the responsibility of that student. So that way we can change the next generation at the very early stage towards the nature. So that way we have seen that change in the coming generations. We are striving for that. So the events, till now we have conducted 790 plus events. We have planted 27,000 saplings. Yeah, with the help of 17,800 plus volunteers. Averagely, in a year, close to 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 people, join us in this work. Okay, there is no tail or I can say as there's no tail or a head to this organization. It's all run by the volunteers. One creates an event, and if no one's responding, or if only one has responded, okay, the one has created event and one has responded that he would join, only two would go and do that work. Okay, so that way I was observing this organization, and then I've joined them. Okay, so then I've been into the plantations. Only then I got to know the importance of this environment, or the mistakes or the ignorance I had. I can say it as surely pre-Indra and post-Indra. So that way I've got, this organization was very crucial in, this volunteer organization was very crucial in bringing the, change of thought in me, that ideology in me. So then we also conduct, we also have our dedicated nursery. Previously we used to procure the plants from different nurseries. Okay, so then we started our own nursery. We asked people to collect the seeds. Okay, if you have a tree, outside your house, you can collect the seeds. Okay, then we grow it into plants and we plant them. So that way, very very small things. Okay, collecting a seed is very very small thing. Okay, that impacts beautifully. Okay, that impact be much higher than what we think of. So then we have initiated tree plantations, tree maintenance. Okay, I'll proceed to the next one. Yeah, this is a pie chart on our events. Okay, the biggest blue pie is our plantation. Okay, so number of events which we have conducted for planting trees. Okay, planting saplings. Then the orange one is the maintenance events which we have conducted to to grow the plants, or in the initial stages. If it is in the forest, you need not maintain plant, because it's in the urban area. You'll have to water it at least till it survives, at least for a year or two. You have to water it. You have to safeguard using trenches because of the goats, or many times the locals they create havoc. They cut off we use the supporting stick. They cut off the supporting sticks, and they take it for wood, or they take it for fire. So this way, the maintenance would be more important than plantation, because our success rate, as of now, the plantation success rate is 68%. Okay, 68% of our percentage of our plants, or our the saplings planted, have survived. So that way, that has been achieved only because of the maintenance events. Okay, the continuous maintenance and continuous monitoring on what's happening. We do it for 1-2 years. Once it survives on its own, then that's fine. Okay, then that will take care of it. Okay, so that way, then we started more than plantation and maintenance, we need to focus on awareness. So creating awareness in the people. So we started on bird watching, okay, nursery talks, book talks, so the webcast like this, we used to do. I mean, we are also doing a few webcasts because of this lockdown online. We've started that. So this way we have started awareness campaign in the people, that has been impacting a lot. Okay, but the one thing I've observed is we have that close to 18,000 or 18,000 volunteers, but I think the 18,000 in the 18,000 volunteers, there are only 2 or 3 CAs for the max. Okay, so I felt that maybe our fraternity, because we are we are experiencing more pressure, work pressure, or we are concentrating more on our work, are observing less of the environment, or maybe unknowingly we are depleting the environment unconsciously, so that way we have planned. That's the reason which we have planned this particular event, to create awareness in our fraternity. So that was quite a notable statistic. Okay, out of 17,000, 18,000 volunteers, 3 or 4 CAs is quite disturbing for me. So probably I encourage, I would urge all the people, to put smaller steps towards the nature, in conserving. Do some volunteering work. Doing a volunteering work would it would benefit you in many ways. Okay, it creates a networking for you, number one. It creates a bonding. Okay, I've got many friends. Then with these friends, I've started to go to many treks. Okay, I mean, you can travel with them, so that way you can know them more and more. So it's about the people and the environment. Okay, at last, okay, we are not going to carry our wealth with us. It's all the memories. So that way we'll have to focus more on focus more in a conscious way, to reduce our carbon footprint on the earth. So this is about our Indra events, and these are few pictures of our events. You could see a small girls and small students, small boys working on that. Okay, that's the most happiest thing, which I observed, because I've learned about this. I have consciously known about this only after my CA. So I was like almost 18 to 19 years late. Okay, they are 19 years ahead of me in this particular thing. So I was so happy for that, and we are actually conducting, we have started the bird watching event only for the kids initially, then we extended to the adults also. So we are actually making very specific programs to encourage kids towards this uh, sustainable living and environment conservation. So the next one, yeah, this is the annual festival we do. Okay, so this one is a mass plantation which we do every year. During July or August, we conduct this mass plantation. So on a single day, we'd be planting more than more than 800 to 900 saplings on a single day. It'd be close to 1,200 sometimes. So these are all the volunteers who has worked, so the change, we can see that change. Okay, so I just wanted to share this change to all our fraternity people, so that we would realize, and we will also be part of that change. So that's the reason for this webcast, or reason for selecting this topic as the discussion topic. So one more thing I just want you to observe is, probably you would be seeing, all around, you would not be seeing a single plastic out there. Okay, so people are so conscious that they should not use plastic, or if they could, I mean, if they're forced to use, or because of the circumstances or situations around, we'll have to dispose it properly. We shall not litter it, or very irresponsibly. Littering, many times happens because we are not unconscious about, I mean, we are not conscious about that. Okay, unconscious littering is the most problematic thing we have, in the sense we eat something and we just throw it off. Okay, you doesn't do that to damage that place, or to make that place dirty. No one wants to make a place dirty. Okay, but we do that unconsciously. So put some focus, or consciously make few steps towards these things, so that we would give this environment to the next generations, uh, not in a upgraded manner, at least in a way what we have. So you can reach Anthony through these modes. We have an email, dedicated Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter and Instagram account. So all our events will be posted on the Facebook. So you can follow us on the Facebook, and join us anytime. Of course, we are doing we have stopped our events for now, because we are during this lockdown, we could not do that. So probably we I hope we will come out of this pandemic as early as possible, and start our normal lives. uh, Thank you.
Yeah, it was a very wonderful session, Mr. Ishwar. Only when we care our environment, the nature will reciprocate, and it will give you a huge impact on our way of living also, and our lifestyle also. There are we can avoid a lot of health issues in future when we are living together with the nature. Yeah. Thank you for the wonderful session. Uh,
Thank
Next.
you. I wish once again, I wish Medha Kendra, uh, you know, uh, for more success, and in the more years to come. So thank you for Medha Kendra and other. Thank you, Veda.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I would like to invite Mr. Uh, Srinivasan Jayaprakash, our active contributor on indirect tax, to give his thoughts. Srinivasan, over to you.
Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah.
But your video is
Yeah.
tax
So
flag. Yeah.
about the Medha Kendra, I would say three things. The first thing is absolute dedication of Veda. In fact, many times I have actually promised him to deliver an article just 2-3 days before, but I would fail to do it. But he would continuously follow up with me and somehow get it. In fact, one thing which I've observed is it has never come out late. The magazine has never come out late. I in fact remember 2-3 times when the magazine is supposed to come at 12:05 or 12 a.m. I would give the article completed only by 11 p.m. the last night, but somehow he makes the alignment, somehow he makes all other modifications to the article and presents it to the audience. That says a lot about his passion and also his dedication. And one more point is the content of the magazine itself. If you look at all the contributors to the magazine, they take a lot of efforts. It is not at all easy. It's very simple to say that I'm covering this topic, that topic, but it is extremely difficult to bring out that such quality content. So therefore, I certainly feel few months or few years down the line, these all will be treasures if one looks at the content available over the period. In fact, that is the launch of the app itself is very good in that sense, because these are all not very small things. After few years down the line, these types of contents you may not even see it, or in fact you might have to pay some significant amount for you to view it. So he is providing absolutely for free. Everyone has to use it. And one more point is all the persons who are contributing articles are professionals in their own way, experts in their own field. So therefore, the knowledge that he is providing, he is not charging anything. Therefore, I would request every one of who are reading or for that matter contributing to use this particular app. And I wish him all the very best and success. Thank you, Veda. In fact, one more last point that I would personally tell Veda, that in fact, one of the motivation for me to take classes is Veda, for the simple reason that when I just qualified CA, there was this webinar which he organized on 1st
During the
June
GST,
2017. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was, in fact, I have never shared with him, but that was the reason why I was more than confident that I should take classes, because taking a webinar and taking class are two things. It is extremely difficult for any person to take a webinar. He arranged everything for me. That was the first time that I was actually talking in a public forum like that. So therefore, that was the motivation for me to take classes as well. So therefore, I would thank Veda personally for that as well, and I wish him all the very best for this app. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, as Srinivasan said, most of the time, like he will assure for giving an article, but due to his busy schedule, not to complain about him, but due to his busy schedule, most of the time he will tell tonight I will send. I am preparing almost முடிஞ்சிருச்சு, and I will send it by tonight. Even for this issue also, yesterday night 9 p.m. only he has sent his article for real estate sector. But due to some kind of thing, we have postponed it to next issue. And thank you, Srinivasan, for your thoughts. And I would like to invite one of my team member, Narendran, to share his thoughts. Nare?
Hello. Veda, can you hear? I'm not able to hear you.
You're audible, Narendran. You can speak.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I can start from the beginning. Just said that me and Veda started this friendship as like from the date of first issue. So probably we'll also be entering in the 5th anniversary of our friendship also, probably. And இன்னும் சொல்லணும்னா இதுதான் இந்த ரீசன்ட் டைம்ஸ்ல தான் நான் இந்த ஆர்டிகல்ஸ் கொடுக்கறது, ஆர்டிகல்ஸ் எடிட் பண்றது, அந்த ப்ராசஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கேன். ஸோ ப்ராபப்லி ஐ கேன் சே தட் ஐம் தி லேட்டஸ்ட் மெம்பர் ஆஃப் திஸ் YouCam team. Also an younger one also I can suggest that one, because everyone is an elderly in my with their professional knowledge. So I can say that age wise also they will be, you are the senior, so I'm a little person now. And with this 5 years, so we have come across so much of changes with the professional updates right from the income tax to GST and all this every important days of our practice life. We somehow we could manage to get inputs from our professional experience, and we can share it to others, and we'll try to get it same from the others also. And with respect to the weekend, I can probably say is Veda is the main person who is the one who aligns or coordinates with everyone and make things ready. And he doesn't want to go ahead of that. Doesn't want to overcome or delay late sending of the EI magazine. So probably this was his fully effort. So we can say we are just a part of it. Let's say even 5% of the work, but he does the 95% of the work. So that would be the thing we can able to say to everyone. So I wish we'll be celebrating maybe 50 years probably, if that we have gifted with our life. Without this corona or all the pandemic, we can say that if we able to see to the next future, probably we can celebrate 25th anniversary or even 30, 40 and even 50 also. So let's hope for the best, and I'll wish him a very best. That's it. And I'll hand over to Veda.
Yeah, thank you, Naren. Thank you so much. To be frank, நாங்கள் ஆரம்பிச்சதுலேருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சு இது வரைக்கும் எவ்ரி மந்த் அந்த மேகசின் அந்த லான்ச் பண்றதுக்குள்ள அந்த கடைசி ஒரு 5 நாள்ங்கிறது எங்க டீம் மெம்பர் இனிஷியலை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நான் அவ்வளவு டார்ச்சர் பண்ணிருக்கேன்னு தான் சொல்லணும். ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு போட்டு போன் மேல போன் பண்ணி இன்னும் ஆர்டிகல் வரல, அலைன்மெண்ட் இல்ல, அதுவும் ப்ரிசைஸ்லி அபவுட் நிவேதா. நான் வந்து ஒரு மேகசைன் எல்லாம் டிராஃப்ட் பண்ணி ஃபைனல் வெர்ஷன் போட்டு அனுப்புனாக்க கரெக்டா 3rd பேஜ்ல 4th லைன்ல ஒரு கம்மா அப்படி சுழிச்சு ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்து இல்ல சுழிச்சுட்டு இது கம்மா தப்பா இருக்கு, அலைன்மெண்ட் தப்பா இருக்கு, அதை மாத்து, கரெக்டா உடனே திருப்பி வருவேன் எனக்கு.
Quality of the magazine, pa.
Yes, perfectly. Yeah, that's what I
quality control.
அப்ப நிவேதா வாஸ் அட் கத்தார். இங்கேயும் 3.5 hours டைம் டிலே வேற. ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் ஆஃபீஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு அவங்க வந்துட்டு வரும்போது நம்ம இங்க 12 போது அவங்க 8:30. அந்த சுச்சுவேஷன்லாம் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அவங்க 9 o'clock வந்துட்டு அவங்க ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறமா உட்காந்து எடிட் பண்ணிட்டு ஒன்னொன்னுத்தையும் இந்த பேஜ் அதை மாத்து, இந்த போட்டோ அங்க தூக்கி போடுறது, அலைன்மெண்ட் ஆரம்பிச்சு அந்த ஒரு போட்டு முடிச்சு ஒரு ஃபைனல் ப்ராடக்டா கொண்டு வரதுக்குள்ள டீம் மெம்பர்ஸ் தான் பாவம்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஆனா பட் ஸ்டில் என்ன சொல்றதுன்னா, ஈவன் ஒரு மந்த் யாராவது ஒருத்தரால பண்ண முடியும்னாலோ எதானாலும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அடுத்த ஒரு மெம்பர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணி பண்றது. ஈவன் எங்களோட ஃப்ரண்ட் கவர் பேஜ் ஆர் இந்த பேஜஸ் எல்லாம் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நாங்க மனசுல வச்சுட்டு இருப்போம், அதை அப்படியே கொண்டு வந்து வச்சிருவாரு. அரவிந்த் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் டெக்னாலஜிக்கல் சைட்ல கம்ப்ளீட்டா அந்த ஃப்ரண்ட் பேஜ் டிசைனிங் ஆகட்டும், ஸோ அதை எப்படி ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்றதாகட்டும், ஹி வாஸ் பர்ஃபெக்ட். அது அந்த அளவுக்கு கொண்டு வந்து கொடுத்துருவாரு எப்போதுமே அரவிந்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும். ஸோ ஃபார் ஈவன் இப்போ நான் வந்து இப்போ ஃபைனல் எழுதிட்டு இருக்கிறப்ப கூட ஈவன் ஐ வாஸ் ஒரு 2 அட்டெம்ப்ட் போனப்ப கூட உடனே ஈவன் நிவேதா ஆகட்டும், ஈவன் எங்க சார், எங்க வீட்டுல எல்லாருமே, நீ ஒரு அட்லீஸ்ட் 1 month ஸ்கிப் பண்ணலாம்ல, ஒரு 2 months ஸ்கிப் பண்ணலாம்ல, எக்ஸாம் முடிச்சுட்டு நீ கண்டினியூ பண்ணு அப்படின்னா. எனக்கு என்னன்னா லைக் வி ஹேவ் கிவன் எ கமிட்மெண்ட், லைக் எவ்ரி மந்த் நாம கொடுக்கணும் அப்படி ஒரு கமிட்மெண்ட் வச்சாச்சு. ஸோ ஐ தாட் லைக் இல்ல நான் பண்ணல, என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஈவன் நான் தான் பண்ணி கம்ப்ளீட்டா ரெடி பண்ணி வச்சிருவேன். அப்ப வந்து ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஐ ரிலீஸ் ஈவன் ஆன் த என்னோட எக்ஸாம். இதை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் மே 2 ஆரம்பிக்கும் எக்ஸாம். நவம்பர் அட்டெண்ட் பொறுத்து நவம்பர் 1 ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும். நவம்பர் 1னாக்க அக்டோபர் 31 ரிலீஸ் பண்ணி ஆகணும். மறுநாள் காலைல மத்தியானம் எக்ஸாம், முதல் நாள் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி இதை லான்ச் பண்ணிட்டு தான் எக்ஸாமுக்கே போவோம். ஸ்டில் எங்க இவ்வளவு தூரத்துக்கு வந்திருக்குனாக்கா எங்க டீம் மெம்பர்ஸோட கம்ப்ளீட்டா கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன் தான். லைக் இந்த ஆர்டிகல் இப்படி பண்ணலாம். ஈவன் நிறைய நீரஜை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் எங்களுக்கு வந்து ஸ்டார்டிங்ல இருந்து இந்த கண்டென்ட் இப்படி கொண்டு வரணும். ஈவன் வி ஆர் ட்ரைங் டு இம்ப்ரூவ் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் இன் வேரியஸ் ஏரியாஸ், லைக் சம் பசில்ஸோ இல்லை வேற மாதிரி ஏதாவது கொண்டு வரலாம் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரிலாம் யோசிச்சுக்கணும். டியூ டு என்னன்னா எல்லாரும் ஒர்க்கிங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ங்கிறதுனால சம் டைம் கன்ஸ்ட்ரெயின்ஸ் ஆர் தேர். ஸோ அதனால இப்போ ஜஸ்ட் ப்ரொவைடிங் வித் ஆர்டிகல்ஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் திங். அண்ட் என்ன ஆப்ல பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இனிமேல் ரெகுலரா நோட்டிபிகேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு அதில் வர ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். அண்ட் ஈவன் இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு கான்ட்ரிபியூட் எனி ஆர்டிகல் ஆர் எனி நியூஸ் ஆர் அப்டேட்ஸ், யூ கேன் எனி டைம் யூ கேன் கான்டாக்ட் அஸ். நாங்க எங்களுக்கு அனுப்பிட்டீங்கன்னா we will post it with your whatever who was the author எல்லாத்தையும் போட போறோம். Like we want to encourage a lot of young people to participate in content writing also, article writing also. இந்த ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்மை ஒரு நல்லபடியா யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு if you are able to லைக் எங்களை பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் கொடுக்கணும். ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து இப்போ ரெகனைசேஷன் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் தான் இப்போ நிறைய பேருக்கு வளர்றவங்களுக்கு நிறைய பேருக்கு ரெக்வயர்ஸ் அலாட் உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ உங்களுக்கு நல்ல ஒரு கண்டென்ட் இருக்கு, நீங்க நல்லா இது பண்ண நினைக்கிறீங்கன்னா யூ கேன் ஆல்வேஸ் ரீச் அஸ். எங்களோட மெயில் ஐடி அண்ட் கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஆஃப் தேர். நீங்க எனி டைம் உங்க கண்டென்ட் ஏதாவது நீங்க கொடுத்தா கூட, நீங்க உங்களோட தாட்ஸை ஷேர் பண்ணணும், எது பண்ணாலும் யூ கேன் ஆல்வேஸ் ஷேர் வித் அஸ். தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் திஸ் ஒண்டர்ஃபுல் ஈவெண்ட். தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் அவர் டீம்மேட்ஸ் அண்ட் எஸ்பெஷலி ஃபார் த ஸ்பெஷல் ஸ்பீக்கர் ஈஸ்வர் குமார். நல்ல செஷன் ஆக்சுவலா. அண்ட் வித் திஸ் ஐ எம் wrapping up this session. அண்ட் இன்கேஸ் உங்களுக்கு ஆப் யூஸ் பண்ணி பார்த்துட்டு யூ ஹேவ் எனி சஜஷன்ஸ் ஆர் கமெண்ட்ஸ், do let us know. எங்களுக்கு அனுப்புங்க. We will try to improve our quality of way of presenting the content as well as the way we service you. Thank you, Anurag. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.